All right. So finally, I'm also so happy to see this poster. Finally, we get to see some ladies. Our lady leaders are coming out. This is very exciting. Not only the lady leaders, they are also so capable. All right. The pretty lady on the left with her hands tucked in is Datin Jamie Chew. Of course, without her, CBD wouldn't be growing. CBD wouldn't be growing out of Klang Valley. So she has acted as a big agent of contribution towards the growth of CBD. And on the right-hand side, in the nice black dress with her palms together, that's Carolyn Lin from Esprit, and she's the business development director over at Esprit. She also has experiences in the insurance industry. And interestingly enough, the both of them have gone through quite a lot of how would I say this, psychological studies as well, not specifically NLP, but how to mentally condition their mind. And it's no surprise that they went through all this training to mentally condition themselves, which is why they achieve a certain level of success. Hey, Mr. Rajesh, a bit late today, I can see you now. Just now I was just mentioning we miss seeing your face on the webcam. All right, so let's just test their mics. There's a reaction button at the bottom right. Please give these two beautiful ladies our full support, our energy, and we are so happy to have them on board. Let's put our full ears and let's chat away and keep the positive energy up. So Datin Jamie, can I please test your mic? You still unmute, Datin, sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, very clear. Thanks, Datin Jamie. Carolyn, can I please test your mic?
Hi, good afternoon, Kai. Can you hear me?
Fantastic. All right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a warm round of applause. Or there's the reaction button at the bottom. Give them a big thumbs up or hand clap. Please take it away, ladies. We are very excited. Thank you.
Wow, okay, thank you so very much, Kai. That was a very beautiful introduction for both Datin Jamie and myself. We are very humble. Thank you so much. Well, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much once again for joining us yet again on a very exciting session this time on empowering your mindset with Datin Jamie Chew and myself, Carolyn Lin. Now, for those of you who had been diligently following our session from day one, which started on June 1st, congratulations. All right. So this vividly demonstrates your power of discipline, patience, and also eagerness to self-growth. So well done. So a quick accreditation to our three agencies, Esprit Estate Agent, CBD Properties, Profire Property, for launching this platform on solidarity beyond 2021 as a movement to move and grow all rents into apprehending the volatility property market. So we are glad to be part of this movement. So hello once again, my name is Carolyn Lin. I am the Business Development Director of Esprit Estate, and I will be sharing with you today on the awareness application using the NLP techniques. A summarized version of the incorporation of application techniques derived through practicing NLP, from which Datin Jamie will be sharing with you shortly. As early as year 2000, I have acquired the technique of walking and spiritual meditation. I'm also a certified neuro-linguistic programming practitioner and also trainer from the UK since the year 2011. These skills enabled me to attain self-focus, self-control, and self-independence. By applying these techniques, I can show you how you can master the skill to your personal life as well as to excel in your real estate business at full throttle. All right, so please post your questions in the chat box, as this is an interactive session. We do encourage that everyone takes an active role as well. All right, so thank you so much. So off to you, Datin Jamie.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you all for taking the time to come into this amazing platform to enhance your knowledge during this MCO period. So today, both Carolyn and myself will be sharing on this interesting topic about empowering your mindset. So after attending various courses throughout many years related to this subject matter, I would like to share about how true personal empowerment requires you to set meaningful goals to identify what you want in life and then take action to achieve those goals and be impactful to your surroundings and also the people around you. So before I start with my presentation, I would like to introduce a bit about myself. I'm currently the head of business development and communications in CBD Properties and also the managing director of the MM2H division. And I've been in the real estate industry and also doing MM2H consultation work for the past 14 years. All right, so I will start with my presentation first and then followed by Carolyn's presentation in the second half of the session. Okay, let me share screen. All right, so in today's topic, what we will discuss is about defining mindset and what is the difference between fixed mindset versus the growth mindset, defining NLP, what is VAKOG, and also understanding mindset. Okay, so what is mindset? Mindset is actually your collection of thoughts and beliefs that shape your thought habits. And your thought habits affect how you think, what you feel, and what you do. So your mindset actually impacts how you make sense of the world and how you make sense of you. So there are actually two sets of mindsets, okay? So over here, you can see that you have the fixed mindsets and behaviors and also the growth mindsets and behaviors. So if you are in the fixed mindset, so you will normally stay within the comfort zone and mistrustful of new people, not wanting to take chances, resist experimenting and trying new things, and also takes failure hard. So when you are in the growth mindset, you will have a wide comfort zone. You generate trust and trusting. You are a good connector. Inductive learning where there's experiment and reflection, and also emotional intelligence and self-awareness. So essentially, if people with fixed mindset, their brain is switched off. Whereas if let's say you are in the growth mindset, then you are constantly learning and growing. Okay, so defining NLP, okay, what is NLP? It is actually a set of techniques that restructure toward positive functioning, the brain's thinking, and the body's behavior by aligning the conscious with the unconscious mind and body. So what it actually means is that it is a skill that enables us to think in more useful ways. So we do this by realizing that our way of thinking about the world is just our way of thinking and we can change it. We do this by finding out how we represent our thoughts through the internal images we have or the way we talk to ourselves. It relates to the thoughts, the language, and the patterns of behavior learned through experience to specific outcomes. Okay, there are three components to the NLP. So you have the neuro, which is the nervous system, taking in of the reality through the five senses. So as you can see in the image in number 1, so you can see VAKOG. So that is the five senses that they're talking about. And then you have the linguistic, which is the language, meaning it's becoming aware of how communication occurs within the self and with others. And C is the programming, whereby it is the understanding the mind and using specific tools and techniques to reprogram. Now, why is it the importance of NLP? Okay, it will teach you how to link between the mind, the language, and the behavioral patterns can be adapted to help build confidence, develop better communication skills, and reprogram old ways of thinking. So by adopting the positive attributes, you can actually improve on your self-esteem. Now, what is a VAKOG? So this relates to the five senses that was mentioned earlier. V stands for visual, which is sight, seeing something, for example, like a well-written communication, appearance, body language, things like collaterals, like business card or brochures or flyers, okay? A stands for auditory, which is sound, something that you hear, which can relate to clarity in communication, your voice, your tone, language, background noises, the accent. Kinesthetic, which is relating to touch, for example, like handshake, hugs, pat on the back, the quality of materials that you touch, and movement. Olfactory is the smell, where you can smell the fragrance or the scent, the aroma. And G stands for gustatory, which is the taste, meaning, example, like flavor. Okay, so most people do not listen with the intent to understand. They listen with the intent to reply. So what does this mean? Okay, listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process, and it is the key to all effective communication. So without the ability to listen effectively, messages can easily misunderstood. So example, sometimes when you speak to someone, for example, maybe your spouse, do you wonder if they're actually truly listening to what you're saying? Okay, so if you do not get any response from them, so how do you feel? You may have to repeat yourself over again, right? So now when you put that in your client's perspectives, what kind of impression will they have on you? Example, when you're doing viewing, halfway through you receive phone calls and you pick up the calls. So the client will feel that you are not focusing or giving the attention that they need at that moment in time, but instead you choose to respond to distractions. Okay, so for example, when I do my MM2H consultation work, I make sure that I understand the client's needs before I proceed with any explanations of the process, because this is to make sure that both of us are on the same page and we understand each other's explanation. So by listening attentively, indirectly, I'm building rapport and gaining their trust, especially when they share a lot of PNC information with me. So food for thought, the mind is just like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it gets, and the more it can expand. Okay, so this is, I think this statement is very true, because your mind can be very powerful if you know how to use it correctly. Okay, so now here you can see that there are two minds. Okay, you have the slumbering mind and you have the awakening mind. So in the slumbering mind, you will always think towards negative. For example, you will come up with statements like, I can't afford it. It's possible, but it's hard. Or you question, when will I get rich? Or you see a problem for every possibility. But when you're in the awakening mind, you tend to think positively. For example, the statements that will come from you would be, how can I afford it? It's hard, but it's possible. What must I do to get rich? and you see a possibility in every problem. So a lot of potential is not awakened as a result of the slumbering mind. So what you must do is actually to activate it with the perspective of the awakened mind, where you must make a conscious decision and commitment to yourself. So over here, you can see that there's an upward spiral and there's a downward spiral. So this is actually related to the emotion, okay, that you have. So in the upward spiral, you can see joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation, passion, enthusiasm, positive expectation, belief, optimism, hopefulness, contentment. Whereas when you look at the downward spiral, you can see boredom, pessimism, frustration, irritation, impatience, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, jealousy, insecurity, fear, grief. Okay? So ask yourself this question: which one are you? Right? Because sometimes we need to do some self-reflection, okay? At what stage we are at, okay? Because the quality of our life is a direct function of how we feel when we do the things we do. So when you're in the upward spiral, you are actually inspired, motivated, steady, and being positive. And upward spiral people, they are balanced, they are prosperous, and they make impact in life. Okay, whereas in the downward spiral, it's more of being on the negative side. So downward spiral people, they are in scarcity. Okay, they feel lost. So sometimes we ask our intuition or our subconscious mind, okay, who are actually the real winners in life? It is usually those who give value. Okay, so who do we attracted more to in life? So you cannot give from a place of scarcity. You can only give from a place of abundance. So we always have to try to give value, whether it is to your clients, whether it is to yourself, to your family. Okay, so always strive to be better so that we can help others and most importantly ourselves. So when you resonate with high vibrating energy, you will attract more money, related opportunities, and capabilities into your life. So when you're actually at the downward spiral, whatever that you visualize, it may not work, okay, because you're at the lower energy end. So at least get yourself to the balance point, which is in the middle, and slowly move upward. So what we need to get is from a competitive state of mind to a cooperative state of mind, because it is critical for the future of civilization. And beliefs are seeds that will one day flower into realities. So it is very important that we plant empowering beliefs to ourselves and weed out our limitations. Okay, so this is an abundance thought. A negative mind will never give you a positive life. So anything in life that we focus on, we send energy to. So focus on the positive, not the negative. And what I learned over time is that one of the happiest moments is when you find the courage to let go of what you can't change. Just move forward, okay? And always be present. So in clarity, if you don't have clarity, meaning you have blockage. So how do you gain clarity? Okay, you actually write down what you want. So rule number one, you have to be very clear. Example, when you do your goal settings, be as specific as you can. Don't just write vague messages. Example, I want to earn a lot of money. But how much do you want to earn? By when? In what way can I achieve that? Okay. And in rule number 2, it has to be realistic, where there's a possibility that you can achieve it. You can't force something to happen. So if you visualize something that is far beyond what you believe, your mind and your body won't believe it because there is misalignment. And when you manifest, you can't express it. So start small and build your way up. If you can't get the smaller things to come in your life, so how do you get the bigger things, right? So get smaller wins and master it first. And rule number 3 is be specific and determine the time frame. So what we want is consistent growth, repeatable success within our ability to repeat the success. We don't want to be just wealthy for a day, but we want to be rich forever. And in consistency, we always have to remember that the more we practice and encourage useful behaviors, the more automated they become. And that is when we can achieve the result. So staying away from distraction means is that if distraction becomes a habit, we are not able to sustain the focus required for creativity in our professional and personal lives. Okay, and this is the last slide that I have. Okay, this is actually what I learned when I joined the Money and You course. Okay, so for things to change, first I must change. So this is the end of my presentation for all of you today. Thank you.
Wow, okay. Thank you so much, Datin Jamie. That was a very informative and powerful sharing as well. All right, indeed, NLP is a very empowering when you understand the application technique. All right, as mentioned, I will be sharing with you today on the awareness application using the NLP techniques, summarized version of the incorporation of application techniques derived through practicing NLP, which Datin Jamie just shared with us. All right. Okay. So, all right. Very good afternoon once again for you all who just joined us. Okay. As mentioned earlier, I will be touching on our 4 targeted topics. Okay. So let me share my screen. All right. Okay. All right, guys. So here we go. So I will be touching on the awareness through NLP, the power of change, meditating heals your mind, self-actualization. Now you can see here, okay, 1 second, I have a technical glitch. All right, okay. All right, okay. All right, guys, I have a technical glitch. Okay, my emoji is here. Maybe they're just testing on our minds, right? This is also the power of mindset. Okay, so basically when my emoji drops down here, what it says is actually all about the encompass of the state of the mind. Okay, so what I'm going to share here is the awareness through NLP. Now, NLP is the short form for neuro-linguistic programming. All right, so it has everything to do with the senses, to do with the mind. Okay, so now our first topic here, I'm going to touch on psychological awareness of your inner thoughts and application. Okay, so as you can see, we all appear similar yet different. Okay, but what sets us apart from being the top 2% in the world would be the ability to control your mind and also to tell it what to do. All right, now, how can we do this? By using the power of your mind. Okay, now, do you know that we have 2 minds? Okay, can I have some, answers? If let's say you guys say yes, can I see some Y in the chat, please? If you think that we have 2 minds or you think that we only have 1 mind, what do you think? All right, Can I see some answers, please? All right. Okay. Do we have some answers here? Okay, very good. Those who answer yes, you are so right on the dot. Okay, thank you so much for your answers. Now, yes, we do. We have two minds, okay? A conscious mind and also a subconscious mind. Right, our conscious mind is our creative mind. What does it do? Okay, it is responsible for critical thinking, okay, focusing on tasks, managing our identity, and etc. Okay, everything that you do on your daily basis, everything that is active is done by your conscious mind. All right, our subconscious mind, whereas, okay, honestly, that is a very, very powerful one, because it is the mind that has the emotional part. Okay, it focuses also on the beliefs and also memory that are stored there. Now, you see, when we want to do something, usually we use our conscious mind to do it, because that is how we are programmed to be, okay, how we are programmed to be. All right, but the subconscious mind is the one that you unconsciously are actually processing, but you do not know it. Okay, so now that is the most influential part of your mind, that is the subconscious mind, okay, that influences our habits, actions, and the results that we experience in our lives. All right, in the world of hustle bustle, all right, people in general tend to overlook many things in their daily lives. Why? Because they usually do not use their subconscious mind necessarily to perform their daily chores, as I just mentioned. So we know how and we know why, but we do not realize when and how to do it. So it is done so autonomously, okay, with the help of NLP. Okay, with a technique applied together with awareness, one is able to achieve their personal goals by relating their thoughts, language, and study of patterns of behavior through experience to the specific outcomes. Now, so I hope that everyone here, you would actually grab a pen and paper, because there are some jotting down to do, okay, because these are very technical. But what Datin, Jamie, and myself are actually going to do is we're going to summarize it in a more layman way, whereby you can actually apply it on your daily basis, okay, in terms of your personal life and also your business, as I mentioned. Okay, now to begin, awareness. All right, awareness is a state of being conscious and to be cognizant. Okay, that means to say to be aware and to be knowledgeably aware of the events that's happening in your life. In other words, it involves the ability of having unobstructed observation at all times. All right, whereas psychological awareness is a form of self-awareness, okay, by penetrating your inner self, all right, through experience. It is all about observing your thoughts and feelings as they unfold. All right, it's all about observing your thoughts and feelings as they unfold. There are many counselors and therapists recognized using NLP for counseling and also treatment for mental health and also illnesses. Meanwhile, awareness with NLP works hand in hand to tap onto your nervous system, connects with your communication, and translate into the execution. All right, so I want to do a quick exercise with all of you. All right, so I'm going to go to my next slide here. That is exercise 1. Now, when was the last time you experienced taking a step back to observe and analyze your actions? Now, you can see that I've actually kept the observe and analyze. These two components are to do with your subconscious, all right? For example, when you are driving your car, okay, someone just cuts right in front of you without indicating a signal, okay? Now, this is very common, isn't it? Now, there are 3 answers here. Would you A, react, okay, by tailgating the driver, B, swear, okay, then move on, or C, let it go, okay, totally in perfect control. Now, can I see some participation in answers, please? Come, answer for me in the chat. Wow, okay. So many C's. Oh, okay, all these are very high level, so no need to attend class already. Wow, okay. Oh, all right. Some are B, okay. I like Irene, very good. Because Irene, you're very honest to the answer, so that is really, really good. Wow, I'm loving all the answers that's coming in. Very good. Okay, Now, letting go is not easy, okay? Letting go is actually on a higher level, okay? Because not everyone can attain that form of peace. Now, where does the form of peace come from? The form of peace comes from your subconscious. Because at the end of the day, when we do everything, even now when I'm talking to you, okay, I'm conscious, all right? I'm conscious, okay? But when things that I am not aware of, that is my subconscious doing the work, okay? But I may not know, but I'm doing it, okay? So you have to determine the two. So this is actually a pretty high level whereby you actually need to master it. Now, okay, thank you so much once again for all your answers. Now, when you successfully understand and internalize the power of self-awareness, it will subconsciously supersede your anger. Okay, let me just rephrase that. Yeah, I mean, recap that. Okay, your power of self-awareness will subconsciously supersede your anger. Okay, your point of trigger. All right, just remember this. And the mind would then replace it with the sense of rationality. Many a times people are very quick to act, right? Because this is how we are built, okay? It's like a defense mechanism whereby you feel that when somebody talks, confronts you, you want to react. But you see, when you go on a higher level with the use of the NLP, you will then attain that peace, that self-control that no one else can take that away from you, okay? And there is where you have actually attained that inner peace with yourself, okay? And that will benefit you greatly. Okay, now why I say that? Because in the end of the day, not many people can do that, okay? So thank you so much once again for your answers, and I'm very happy with your honesty. Now, those who react, please do the exercise, because we once are a very reactive person. But after, when we have analyzed it, okay, on a higher level, okay, we feel that the reaction that we are going to give out is just a waste of time, all right? Because what you need is to heal your soul, all right? To heal your body. So that's where I'm coming after, all right? So next, I would like you all to watch a video. Okay, I do not know how many of you have actually watched this, because this is a really good video. I learned this in my preliminary NLP classes before, and it really works for me. Okay, so let's take a watch.
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
But how did you know?
Madam, as any horticulturist will tell you, one does not plant petunias until May is out. Take her away. It's just a matter of observation. The real question is, how observant were you?
All right, everyone. Okay, let's come back. Okay, so what I want you to do is to watch this video. Okay, now, why I say that is because when we come across a scenario like this, okay, we will oftentimes focus on what? Who killed Lord Smythe, isn't it? So I believe that, can I see some yes? If let's say you're actually looking at the subject matter of who killed Lord Smythe, are you all focusing on that? All right, thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Chin. All right, very good, very good. Okay, now, that is a very, very, very general and upright feeling, okay? Because I myself would also be so involved with, like, wow, okay, who actually murdered Lord Smythe, right? For example, when you are driving on the road, okay, and then you suddenly see a accident, isn't it? Of course, you will slow down. You want to see, okay, wow, who died, or anyone injured, or oh, how bad is the accident, isn't it? So I believe all will say yes, okay, because I was one of them. So now you see, the thing is this, when we are so focused in the happening, okay, oftentimes what we do is we miss out what is around it, okay? Now, why I say that? Let me just continue with this. Now, sorry, too fast. Okay, I want to go back to my slides. Okay, be patient. All right. Now, I want you to take a moment to observe. Now, if you can, please quickly grab a pen and a paper with you. Observe the surrounding here. Okay, I want you to observe the people, the background. Okay, these are actually a little tips, okay, to see whether you are observant or not. This is to test your mind. Okay, this is test your mind. So I will give you like 30 seconds. All right, 30 seconds of silence. Just observe the image. All right, and look at the people, look at the surrounding. Okay, look on the floor. Okay, that's another tip. All right. Why? Because after you have jotted down your answers, I want you to look at your answers, because this is how you test your mind. All right. It's an exercise. Okay. So I'm going to give another 3 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Okay. So thank you so much. I trust that you guys are doing the exercise on your own at home. All right. In your comfortable clothing. All right. That's fine. So now let's go to the next clip. Next clip is talking about moment of truth. Now, here we go. Did you notice the 21 changes?
Clearly, somebody in this room murdered Lord Smythe, who, at precisely 3:34 this afternoon, was brutally bludgeoned to death with a blunt instrument. I want each of you to tell me your whereabouts at precisely the time that this dastardly deed took place.
I was polishing the brass in the master bedroom.
I was buttering his lordship's scones below stairs, sir.
I was planting my petunias in the potting shed.
Constable, arrest Lady Smythe.
Okay, guys, so see, it is easy to miss something that you're not looking for, isn't it? Is that very common? Can I see some yes or no's in the chat again, please? Is it easy to miss something you're not looking for? Thank you so much, Desmond. Thank you, Siva. Thank you, Cynthia, Jessica, Irene, Derek. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, very good. Okay, this is clearly very predictable. Am I right? Because in the end of the day, when you are not looking for that thing, you won't be observing it. Okay, so do not despair. Okay, why I say do not despair? Because it is easy to miss the things that you're not looking for. The purpose of this exercise is only to test the level of your observation. Now, guys, I will go to the next clip and get ready your answers, all right? Because I'm going to show you, these are the 21 changes that we have detected. Can you see them? All right, can I see some answers? Oh, I see a few changes, but not all. Okay, very good, Eileen. Very good exercise. Thank you so much. Now, always remember, guys, the more you participate in this NLP, empowering mindset programming, you're actually subconsciously empowering your mind. Okay. Now, don't forget, whatever the answer is, there's no wrong, no right to it. In the end of the day, this is called the exercising of your mind. Okay. Well, I see that yes. Wow, I saw a few changes, but not all. Okay, Eileen. Notice the bear. Okay. Yes. So the obvious ones, the bear, the knight, yeah, the flower vase, even the male victim that's lying on the ground. Okay, so these are the changes now. I will give you the original image. All right, this is what you saw during the whodunit video, right? Okay, so now you look at the surrounding. Okay, even Lady Smythe, her hat is changed. Okay, and the butler, he's not holding the rolling pin. He's actually holding the candle holder behind him. Look at that. Candle holder is missing. He's holding it. Okay, and even the investigator, he has totally changed his outfit. The curtain, even the taxidermy, the deer at the back here, you can see, is also changed from white to black. Okay, and of course the backdrop, okay, the paintings as well, and also the carpet and so on and so forth. Now, the purpose of this exercise here, okay, is to train your mind to be observant, not only at the one time, but at all times. Now, it's not easy, but when you develop the NLP technique to do so, okay, like what Datin Jamie just now was mentioning about the VAK especially, right? When you are all visualize your auditory, and also your kinesthetic. These sensors will actually help you, okay? They are your agents, all right? They will help you so that you can actually empower your mind, okay, to actually be sharper. This is how we want to train our mind. Programming is all about programming the mind, all right? Now, NLP can sound a very deep or a very scientific meaning, but don't get carried away with the name, because basically neuro is talking about your nerves, right? So as I mentioned that, you know, it taps into your nervous system. Okay, so every single event in our lives in which we experience will automatically be registered into our subconscious mind. Therefore, we may not have noticed it, but trust me, it is there, all right? So now, moral behind this lesson, we need to take observation of our surroundings to be aware and how not to lose a sale or an opportunity. Oftentimes, because the minor details involved are the ones that will make a difference. Now think about it, you guys are all real estate negotiators, right? When you go for an appointment, okay, think about why sometimes that appointment sale slip your finger when it's just right in front of you. Okay, maybe because you have been missing the little minor details, and this is where your observation will come in place. All right, so now take time to analyze that. All right, so okay, what I want you to do back home is well, the not so good news is our lockdown is extended another 14 days, but the good news here is you are here in our session empowering your mindset. You're able to take these 14 days to do the exercise on your own. So once we get back to the norm, you are all geared up. Okay, you're all geared up because you know what to do. When you see your client, you're all boosted up. You know that exactly when I see this person, he is going to be my next kill. All right, that is what we all salesperson want to hear. Okay, so I want you to do this exercise on your own at home. Okay, list down one activity and observe your experience, okay, through practicing your self-awareness when performing one particular activity. It can be anything, all right? It can be anything, like from you driving to the grocery store, from you playing with your kids, from you doing your gardening, anything, all right? I just want you to observe the experience through practicing having the self-awareness. Okay, now again, how do you start? So let me give you an example. When we come back to normal, okay, when you go for an appointment, okay, to meet your prospect, take a moment to analyze his or her body language. Now, when you see your prospect, look at him or her, okay? Don't just look at the product, or don't just look at the view, okay? Look at your prospect, okay? When you look at your prospect, take a moment to analyze and also to study the behavior, manner of speech, all right, the tone of the voice, to identify the level of seriousness. Look out for signs and gestures that might offer you a good closing ratio and the whole intention of meeting your ultimate objective. That is what? Is to make a sale, right? So when you're very confident with your product, it doesn't mean that you will bring home that sale. Okay, now think about it. When I was doing a sale in the past, I was very confident because I feel that when I show you something, if I feel that it's good, definitely you'll buy it. But no, I was wrong, because I missed out the little minor details that is actually the requirements of my prospect or my client, which I failed to listen, right? So when you have your auditory, use them, because this is where we fail to listen, like what Datin Jamie was mentioning about just now, okay, in her slide of NLP. Now you have to use your auditory to listen, not just to, answer when you're given, a question. You got to absorb. So you see, many times people lose a sale because they fail to analyze and absorb what is actually happening. All right. So now this process will enable you to not only save time, but also resources as well. If you want to close the deal, you may want to do it in half the time, right? Half the time. So mastering the NLP technique could well get your prospect to agree with you and your product, which would eventually lead to a sale, all right? So always remember this, when you gain traction using the technique, with your prospect, you will then attain the achievement to self-awareness. All right. Having the quality of self-awareness will grant you the abundance of benefits and also rewards you because you have fully gained control of your mind and you have leveled up your ability to look beyond the surface. So you have to level up to look beyond your surface. If you remembered well, our agency leader, Aldrin Tan, mentioned the sales done through relational and not transactional. He mentioned about relational transaction and not transactional is because when you have a relationship, okay, a good bonding with your prospect, okay, honestly, everything would have taken care by itself, okay? So look at it on your relational and not transactional, okay? So, right, moving on to our next slide, we have the power of change. Okay, this is a very difficult presentation because not everyone can accept change, all right? Not everyone can accept change. So what we'll touch on is comfort zone leads to procrastination. Take a moment to think about this. We are all either once at a comfort zone level or are still at a comfort zone, all right? So, okay, in this presentation, I will be showing you what you would have already known. Trust me, not something new, but something you did not diligently do, okay? So I believe that everyone has a certain amount of drive to success. Am I right? Can I see yes? Can I see some yes in the chat box, please? Do you have a certain amount of drive to success? Do you? Wow, very good. Same people. Come on, I want new people. Kok Leong, very good. Raja Segaran, thank you. Audrey, thank you so much. Irene, yes, once again, thank you so much. You guys are a winner because the power to drive, okay, is also in your power of your mindset, okay? So that is also another skill. So congratulations for those who answered yes, okay? I'm very happy. Okay, so now I believe that everyone who has this power to drive of success, okay, you would also have read self-improvement books like, okay, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. That is a very general thing, okay? And also, of course, the power of, what do you call the Dave Carnegie, okay, on how to win friends and influence people, as well as Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, right? Okay, and many, many other motivational reference books. Now, these are the books that we all will go to the bookstore and buy them off the shelf and read them. Okay, am I right? 99% yes, okay, you will read them. Why? Because you have bought the book. But the question is, have you been applying them? All right, okay. How far have you used these applications toward your personal life, social life, and also your business? So indeed, the power of change is the ability to see yourself in a different perspective, okay? Now, let's look at my next slide, shall we? Oh, sorry, I got one more. Procrastination cycle here. Now, I will come to the procrastination cycle because this is a very common thing that everyone will go through when they are stuck in a comfort zone. Because when you're very comfortable, procrastination will set in, okay? I will come to that. Look at my next slide on. Haha. So what do we see here? Okay, so what do we see here is we see there are 2 very comfortable frogs, okay? So the frog A is George, frog B is Fred. Okay, so what do we observe from this image? All right, so George is actually influencing, you know, Fred. And what are they talking about? Ha ha, George, we have always another year to go and do this, you know, take it easy, will ya? Right. So, well, then after that, you know, Fred, you know, then George will say, hey, Fred, I'm feeling hot in here. Now, you see, the thing is this. Now, what I want to tell you about this image is we are all in their position, okay? We are once very comfortable or we are now very comfortable, okay? Now, this is actually very, very dangerous. Why? Because what do you perceive from this image, okay, is both Josh and Fred are enjoying a warm, soothing bath and they are so relaxed, okay? And little did they know, okay, they are experiencing a slow death, okay? They are experiencing a slow death, okay? Insulation that leads to complacency and does not welcome change. Okay, now what is the food for thought here? The food for thought here is complacency kills. Yeah, complacency kills. All right, so think about it. Once we stop stretching, seeking, and risking, then we will stop growing. The comfort zone does not hurt and may even feel good, but it is a very, very dangerous spot to be in. All right, so think about it. All right, the actions of comfort zone person can only be defensive because they will demonstrate a defense mechanism called SAD. SAD, yes, SAD. SAD, S for sabotage, A for avoidance, and D for delay. So that brings us to the procrastination. Now, momentum is the source of driving force. If you sit on your laurels, you sit there long enough, trust me, you will sit there forever. Okay, now moral of this lesson once again, everyone, when you have been closing deals, keep your deals coming in consistently and be persistent when there are no new activities. When you do not practice the habit to change, you will be trapped in the cycle of procrastination. You will soon find yourself feeling guilty, developing sense of panic, and eventually making excuses. Yeah, all right. Do you all feel familiar? Can I get some answers as well here, please? Do you? Now I will type here yes as well, because in the end of the day, I was one of them. Okay, can I see some answers? Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, at least I know you are still here, right? Okay, so you see, now change is very important, okay, because in the end of the day, what you need not to do is to go into the cycle of procrastination. So guys, remember, if you are a producing negotiator, okay, don't think that after you have made it, you have made it. Okay, now listen to what I say. If you think you have made it, you haven't yet made it. Okay, because in the end of the day, people like Elon Musk, right, people like Bill Gates, all right, or the younger ones like Mark Zuckerberg, no money is enough for them, no success is enough for them, because in the end of the day, money is not just about what they want. They also want to achieve a higher level. Now, how to achieve higher level? This is how it is. When you are in the state of your subconscious mind, okay, to help you to grow, this is when your ability will shine. Okay, I will come to that, all right? So stay on with me. Now, the next I would like to share with you on my slide is called self-reflection. This is another exercise I would like you all to do with me, okay? Or you can do it at home. Now, all right, guys, you can either screenshot this, okay, or maybe grab a pen and paper to quickly write down. These are the internal mental blocks, or the internal blocks I call it, okay, from making you to change. All right, now if you want to change, sometimes people say, I want to change, Carolyn, how can I change? It's not easy. Now it is, all right, because everything is to start with yourself. Okay, now list down the internal blocks that are blocking you from the change. All right, I have got here FACT. It is a fact. Why is it a fact? Because they are your fear of change, they are the anger, the comfort zone, and also thinking in reverse. Okay, now let me urge you to actually do this exercise seriously, because self-reflection is something that is very important. A lot of people fail to see it because they never thought of doing it. Okay, so now self-reflection is part of your growth. Okay, you need to do a self-check. So self-reflection is like a self-check, right? So now internal blocks are those things that's built in you that is stopping you from going ahead, okay? Stopping you from going ahead. So I urge you to do a self-reflection test on your own. Okay, either you screenshot this or write it down. I have got some here, okay, which is already given as an example. Now, this is actually example from my own, okay, like fear of change. failure, okay? It can be confidence, you lack of confidence. Anger can be due to rejection or even, sign of giving up. Comfort zone, some people are lazy. Just say, let's do it tomorrow, some other days, or even self-indulgence, okay? Now, self-indulgence means you have too much already. So you feel that you're so over it, okay? So like, oh, I don't need this, that kind of thing, okay? So thinking in reverse, regret, and also comparison. Now, all these things, okay, is only a, all right, okay, example, okay? All these are examples that I'm actually showing you. So please write your own, okay? Because this is actually a self-reflection exercise for you guys. Okay, now, this encompasses the fear, okay, the anger, comfort zone, and thinking in reverse, okay? Now, once you have listed them down, okay, I would like you to pass this to your agency leaders, okay? Now, pass this to your agency leaders because we would like to know you, to see your internal blocks, and let us help you, okay? If you have internal blocks, which I believe everyone does, so list down your internal blocks and let us help you. Okay, another thing is now you cannot progress when you let your past hold you back. Thinking in reverse means people who like to go back in the past, talk about their glory in the past, talk about what they have done in the past, how good, right? That will not bring you to where you're going to go in the future, trust me, because those things already passed and they are all in the past, okay? Now, let me tell you this. For instance, if you have done a property viewing with a client and they have not reverted, proceed with a follow-up. Proceed with a follow-up, but not keep hoping that that is your only product, okay? That is not what you only have, okay? You have so many others, so move on to the next. You cannot put your car to drive when your handbrake is up. Now, I do not know how many people actually tried this before, okay? Because I've actually tried it before, okay? When I try to accelerate my car, put it to drive, but my handbrake is still up. It does not move. Okay, on manual cars, it does a little bit, but it's very, very, very draggy, okay? So this is another example, okay? If you want to progress, you should not let your past hold you back, all right? Okay, so next, I would like to talk about here is meditating heals your mind. Okay, so guys, I've mentioned to you that I've done some sort of meditation, okay? Very deep level, because meditation, we have got many, many levels, all right? Meditation comes in many, many forms as well. So, but I'm going to give you the simple one, okay, that you can do at home in your own home, all right? Now, question again, all right? I would like to see some answers here, okay? So, do you talk to yourself? Can I see some answers, yes or no? Do you talk to yourself? Well, I do. Sometimes. Okay, all right, yes. Oh, no, wow, Kok Leong says no. Wow, okay, no, okay, yes, a lot. Very good. Joseph, thank you so much. Of course, sometimes. Kai, of course, okay, good. Don't know how to talk to myself. Wow, this one I have to self-talk already. Wow, okay, thank you so much. Now, thank you once again, everyone, for your participation. I can see majority says, yes, you talk to yourself. Actually, we do, okay? To be honest, we all talk to ourselves all the time, okay, all the time. Now, I will address those who say, I do not know how to talk to myself. Okay, now, let me tell you this. What kind of conversation do you have with your inner self, okay? When I mention inner self, I refer to your subconscious mind, okay? In one day, we have 24 hours, all right? And that makes up to how much? 1,440 minutes. Now that's a lot of minutes, all right? We then take into account 8 hours of sleep, okay? Let's say we sleep 8 hours, okay? Some may actually sleep less or some even more, okay? But let's say we take into account 8 hours of sleep. How many hours do you think you talk to yourself in a day? Do you know? Honestly, okay, we will have a lot of answers, right? Okay, now, to me, it's very simple. All right, we actually do talk to ourselves, okay? Now, you will be surprised that we actually perform self-talk consciously and subconsciously, okay? Which means we talk to ourselves even when we are asleep. Now, guys, if you remember my words is we talk to ourselves consciously and subconsciously, not unconsciously, okay? We cannot talk to ourselves unconsciously, because you are unconscious means you're unconscious already. So subconsciously means you talk to yourself, but you do not know you're talking to yourself, but you're actually talking to yourself. That is called the subconscious mind. All right, they are there, okay? And you're actually talking to them. Now, that is very important because you are feeding that big part of your component with a lot of information. If it is good, means it is good. Now, I'm going to go here next. Okay, right. It is highly important to program your mind, okay? The word here is program your mind before you go to bed. Before you go to bed, all right? If you have read a book on psycho-cybernetics, all right, then you would understand the metaphysics. When we are unconscious during our sleep, we know that our conscious minds produce beta brainwaves, and also when we are asleep, it produces alpha brainwaves, okay? Okay, well, now, beta, it means to say that we are actually very conscious, okay? We use, you know, our mind to do all the active things, okay? And when you are asleep, okay, when you're really calm, all right, this is when the alpha waves kicks in and it provides relaxation, okay, and also helps you to lower your stress and anxiety, okay? So it's very important, guys, for you all to program your mind before you go to bed every night, okay? Because when you go to bed, your mind is still active, okay? Now, the next slide, okay, I will show you the graph. Now, you don't have to look at others. You just have to look at this, which is actually called the beta. Now, beta is running on 13 to 30 CPS. CPS means cycle per second. Here, we are busily engaged in our activities by engaging in our daily, you know, work out there, okay, and also engaging in conversation. Now, when you're very active, you're doing work, right? You're going for appointments, you're seeing your clients. Now, that is where your beta brainwaves is working, okay? Now, when you go to bed at night, all of us will experience this. What is that? That is called the alpha waves. Now, alpha waves run lower on this cycle per second, which is 8 to 12. Okay, it's slightly lower. It cannot be 0. Okay, because 0 means is Hotel California. Okay, if you don't know what is that, okay, that just means RIP. Okay, so we cannot have 0. Okay, because that will be like RIP. But when we are asleep, 8 to 12 CPS, that means your brain is still running, okay, at a very relaxed mode, deepening into meditation mode, okay? Now, when you're asleep, okay, when I say this in layman terms, means when you sleep, you don't sleep until you cannot wake up, am I right? Sometimes when you hear, let's say, your cat meowing or your dog barking, middle of the night, you will wake up, am I right? Okay, can I see yes, please? Okay, are there any? Oh, sorry, I actually accidentally pressed this. Okay, can I see some yeses, please? Do you wake up when you hear things at night? Yes, okay, seriously? Oh, okay, right, very good. Okay, so you see, thank you so much, guys. Now, you know that basically we are not in deep sleep, okay? That is where you actually go through your what you call the alpha brain waves, okay? So now, why I want to say that is because ultimately self-talk is healthy, okay? It is a form of expression. However, you need to be mindful what you feed to your mind, okay? Self-talk can either hugely benefit you positively or impact you negatively, all right? So it can influence you in a number of ways, okay? Your mind is like a hard drive, okay? It is a storage component. It is very faithful, okay? The saying goes, we are what we eat, am I right? So the same goes for your mind becomes what you feed it, okay? So self-talk makes an individual more alert, more aware, and able to process your feelings, okay? Now, so remember, you have to be positive on having a positive self-talk. Now, moving on to our exercise 3, I want you to do this also on your own. I think you can maybe take your phone, do a screen grab, okay? Or maybe you can do it on your laptop, okay? take down this because this is like a very important exercise that you can do on your own at home. This is actually on meditation. Now, on the physical part, find a conducive spot in your home, all right? Comfortable clothing, okay? You'll be, in your pajamas, that is actually perfectly fine, okay? In your loose clothing, perfectly fine. Sit in a lotus position because that is where you are more relaxed. Now, the lotus position is this position, okay? Okay, as you can see in my screen. Okay, just give me one moment, guys. Okay, this will be the lotus position. Now, this guy is in a lotus position where the legs are folded in, all right, and your palms are placed out, okay? Now, this position, why is it important? Why is it not other positions? Now, you can also be on a lying position, but lotus position will be able to uplift yourself. Okay, now, lotus position has proven because it gives you the kind of energy, or you can say it's like a kind of aura, okay, that you can derive when you do your deep meditation, okay? So be in a relaxed mode, like the one in this image, okay? And then what I need you to do here, okay, is close your eyes, okay? The next thing is to close your eyes. Now, don't forget, guys, if you have got a yoga mat or even a comfortable cushion, you can also use that to sit on, all right? Now, on your mental, I would like you to focus on your breathing, okay? Now, focus on your breathing means your inhalation and your exhalation, okay? Like you breathe and out, okay? Now, that is how you do it, okay? You slowly breathe in and you slowly let out, okay? Now, you focus on your breathing for at least 5 minutes, okay? 5 minutes, okay? Clear your mind, because when you're doing the process of breathing, you are also clearing your mind, okay? Then when you do that, your muscles will be relaxed. So I want you guys to relax your muscles, all right? And once you have done that, you focus on your breathing again and continue to experience stillness, okay? When you have done that, you experience what we call stillness, all right? Now, what I want you to do is this. Meditation is a training on the mind, okay, to focus, to be aware in order to achieve a state of emotional calmness and stability. And when you meditate, okay, and remain in a state of stillness, you will then begin to let go of your stress, your anxiety. It can help you even with depression and also the pain that you're experiencing. Now, when I say pain, it doesn't mean it has to be physical pain. It can be emotional pain, all right? Now, when you're able to attain that level of stillness, these things that I mentioned, okay, even anger, okay, your anxiety, your daily stress, your pain will subside. It will go away. Why? It's because when you are able to control your mind, okay, everything else is automatic, okay? As I mentioned, okay, it's autonomous, okay? Everything will fall in its place, all right? So you have to be careful how you do it and do it properly, okay? Because in the end of the day, meditation is to calm your mind, okay? When you meditate here, okay, you are also healing your mind. It is a supplement to our mental health, fills our mind with better focus and also concentration, improve self-awareness, promote self-esteem, and reduce stress level and anxiety. So I want you to please, okay, try this on your own, okay, all right? Try this on your own at home, okay? So do not sacrifice your loyal agents in your body, all right? I would like you to do this exercise preferably tonight, okay, guys? So now moving on to my next slide. Okay, now this will come to almost the end of my presentation, all right? So I will be touching on what we call self-actualization. Now, self-actualization is actually very important, okay? Why? Because as you can see here is a Maslow's hierarchies of needs, okay? Now, the Maslow hierarchy of needs, okay, shows 4 types of range, okay, from psychological needs, safety needs, love belonging needs, self-esteem needs, and also before we reach to the peak here, that is the self-actualization. Okay, in shorter, you will need to basically fulfill the basic needs of yourself, like food, shelter, job security, income security, protection needs, affection, acceptance, friendship, self-respect, achievement, confidence before you can actually reach self-actualization. Now, I feel maybe it's actually a lot to take in, right? But don't worry, you all are doing the same thing every day, okay? We are fulfilling our daily needs, okay? Because when we go to work, we earn income, right? So we clothe ourselves, we have food, okay? We have a home, we have a shelter, we have a roof above our heads. Now that is called fulfilling of your needs, okay? Your basic needs. And also you have friends, am I right? You have your social circle. That is also called fulfillment of your needs, okay? Now, the meaning of self-actualization derives from the highest level of human motivation, all right? It is a personal self-fulfillment once the 4 levels of hierarchy are met, okay? Simply means that you have arrived at an ideal self, okay? Your perfect self, all right, where your full potential is realized. It denotes your self-worth, okay? Now, Abraham Maslow once quoted that what a man can be, he must be, all right? Now, this refers to the full potential of a man's capacity of being self-actualized, okay? Attaining self-actualization is essential to every individual. Why? Because it unleashes your ability to develop a self-realization or self-cultivation. Now, that means to say, once you have reached to that level, okay, the high level of human motivation, okay, that means to say you are pretty much untouchable already, okay? Now, this is a very high level. In fact, we are all trying to go there, but not everyone can be there. That's why earlier in my conversation with you guys is you have to be the top 2% in the world population. So by doing that, you need to achieve your self-actualization, because these people who are the top creme de la creme in the world, they have actually achieved their self-actualization, but they don't announce to you, right? They don't announce to the world, okay? All right. Now, the thing here is this, okay, by understanding the theory, okay, of your full potential will give you a lot of advantage, because it will set you apart from your competition. Your ability to prove that you have the willpower to mind over matter. When you have achieved self-actualization, your circle of events will eventually change. So guys, I want you to remember this, okay? You have the power of your mind. Let me end with this, okay? All right. The pessimists see difficulty in every opportunity. However, the optimists see opportunity in every difficulty. This is the quote by Winston Churchill, all right? So I want you to be that person who sees, okay, every opportunity, whether it is a good or bad one, all right? So thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. And I hope that you guys take home something useful, okay, and do the exercise so that we can empower our mindset together and take on the world together as well. All right, thank you so much. All right, back to you, Kai.
All right.
Right.
Thank you so much, Carolyn and Jamie. Moving
Thank
around
you.
by listening in very well to you all. Fantastic presentation by Jamie. Moving on to Carolyn, I think it was very helpful for all of us. And end of the day, our mental mindset, as I can tell, is one of the key reasons in why we become successful or not lah. So it's not just the technical aspect; it's about understanding the psychology of your own mind as well. So Jamie and Carolyn, Datin, Carolyn, thank you so much for making your time. We very much appreciate it. And guys, 3 p.m. as usual, tomorrow, we meet again in solidarity. We pump each other up and we move forward from then. So those of you that have the time, please do scan and drop us a feedback. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m.
All right, thank you so much, guys.